Some light on the murky and secretive world of intelligence and alleged Mossad operation in northern Iraq. I'm joined from Ankara, Turkey by Iraq expert Serhat Erkman from the Center for Eurasian Strategic Studies, better known as ASAM. And from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania in the US by Ra'nan Gissin, a former senior advisor to Prime Minister Ariel Sharon and a strategic analyst specializing in Middle East and media affairs. And from London by Kurdish affairs analyst Feraydun Hilmi. Gentlemen, welcome to Inside Iraq. Feraydun Hilmi in London, let me start with you. What is your evidence? What is the evidence we have right now that the Mossad are back again in northern Iraq, in Kurdistan, training the Peshmerga and perhaps destabilizing the north?
Well, Jasim, this has not been a secret at all. I mean, the Israelis have themselves admitted that they've had officers and Mossad people actually there. There was the Newsnight program alleging that Israeli companies like Interop and Kudo and various other companies are working there, training the Peshmerga. Menachem Begin in 1980 admitted that there was support, military as well as other humanitarian support. Seymour Hersh has been alleging this. The Turkish Foreign Office has been talking about involvement of Israelis. And I, for one, myself have seen Israelis actually working and buying land and having a lot of activities in Kurdistan. So I can't deny any of these reports because I have seen some myself.
These are damning accusations, and now it seems the evidence, Ra'nan Gissin, the man himself, an Iraqi Kurd, saying, with my own eyes, I have seen the Mossad and I have seen the Israelis in northern Iraq. Can you really deny it?
Well, you know, it's always easy to try and look for the dime under the lamppost. And it's convenient to accuse Israel of meddling in the affairs of Kurdistan, meddling in the affairs of the Kurds in Iraq. It's very convenient, particularly since most of the evidence points to two other actors who are deeply involved in Iraq, and that is Syria and Iran. Now, you know, there are companies that are working there, that's true. In the past, and today we're living in the 21st century, not in the 20th century, there was involvement with the Kurds. And we did support a minority that was fighting against a tyrant for its life.
And what makes you think that this time is not like the old times? What makes you think what happened in the 60s and the 70s is not happening right now, and 20 years from now we will discover the depth of this cooperation and penetration?
Yeah, but you have to also understand the situation has changed. The times are changing. We have special relation with Turkey. It's a very complex situation on the Turkish-Iraqi border. And I think, yes, we do support the aspiration of the Kurds. We do think that Iraq should maintain its territorial integrity, but the Kurds themselves should handle their affairs by themselves. And we are not involved in the extent and the way that we were involved in the 80s.
Serhat, do you buy this argument?
Actually, from Turkey's perspective, Israeli efforts in northern Iraq are very disturbing. Turkey strongly supports Iraq's territorial integrity and political unity, and we are not sure about the Israelis' position, since they are, although they declare their position officially, but the evidence in the ground shows different. For example, in 2003, the Cumhuriyet, which is a newspaper, leading newspapers in Turkey, published some information based on Turkish intelligence about the some Israelis buying soil and some building in northern Iraq and the southeastern part of Turkey.
Why would they do that? Why would Israeli Kurds coming, or even Israelis come to northern Iraq to buy land in the Kirkuk? I mean, what is the purpose of that?
Probably they are trying to have an influence in northern Iraqi Kurds, and the second reason probably is the economic reason. And as far as I know, if Iraq will be fragmented, and then if there will be a state in northern Iraq, it will be an oil-rich country, and then the soil and buildings and all investments gain much more money than today. On the other hand, as far as I understand the situation, Israel and Iran have a competition in northern Iraq.
Yeah, it comes in cycles. Every time the Iranians feel under pressure because of the atrocities and the subversive activities they conduct in Iraq, they try to put the blame in a well-organized
You
and
are doing the
orchestrated
same, Ra'nan
disinformation campaign on Israel.
exactly. You are doing the same right now. Iran is the big boogie, is the bête noire. You are scaring everybody. Now you are calling that Iran and Syria is destabilizing northern Iraq?
Yeah, but let's look at the facts, okay? Not just the rumors. It is Iranian Revolutionary Guard that was caught in Iraq. No, but it was Iranians that were caught on the ground.
These are evidence.
Okay, but it was Iranians were caught in Iraq. It is Ahmadinejad who wants to reshape the map of the Middle East, not Israel. He wants to erase Israel off the map. Israel does not want to erase Iraq.
That's
Israel
rubbish.
does not want to change the status of Iraq.
That is absolute rubbish.
Go ahead, Freidoun.
That is absolute rubbish. I've read some of Gissin's writings where he recommends that Iran and Syria be used as the excuse for all these horrendous policies by the US and Israel. He's trying to use that to justify the war on Lebanon. He's trying to use that to take attention from the atrocities that they committed in Lebanon. And he's trying to say that unless the whole world dances to Israel's tune, then the world is never going to enjoy any peace or stability. That's Gissin's philosophy throughout. So this is propaganda and not strategic analysis by any means.
But it's the poor Iraqis who are paying with their blood every day for these atrocities that you claim are propaganda, not because of Israel. We are not there.
Yes, because of Israel.
It is Arabs who are killing.
Absolutely,
it is Iranians who are recruiting terrorists to kill Iraqis.
The reason is that if you create another Israel, you turn off the attention from Israel and you put the spot on the Kurds, as you did in 1980 when Saddam found an excuse, and so did the Iranians, to bomb us into nothingness. The Anfal and the Halabja campaign came exactly after that, those allegations by Menachem Begin. And in 2004, you did the same thing by actually complaining to the Americans that you were going to lose all your influence over Iraq and the Kurds. You are going to lose your investments.
1001 nights stale from the Middle East because we're not that strong. We don't control what's happening in the Middle East. Meanwhile, there is one actor who is trying to reshape the Middle East and causing lots of trouble to Iraq, causing major problems to the rest of the Middle East with its effort to gain nuclear powers. And I think we should put the spotlight on the real threats.
In your mind and in the mind of George Bush. Nobody in the Middle East or the world believes any of this nonsense that you are spewing about. This is nothing to do with analysis. This is just pure propaganda and deception.
Serhat, why Israel is doing this? From your perspective, they are supposed to be an ally. You have military cooperation with them. Ra'nan Gissin saying that we are not that stupid to anger the Turks. We know it's a rising power, and at the end of the day, you know, we are not Arabs and we have to be close to Turkey. So why are they doing it then?
When our Israeli friends look at Iraq, they see Iranian influence not only in the south but on the northern part. And strategically thinking, as far as I understand from their position, Iraq can present both threats and opportunities for Israel. If northern Iraq will be controlled by Iran, and if some people who are close to Iran, it could be a threat. But if northern Iraqi Kurds would prefer to accept pro-American or pro-Israeli stance, then this area could be a new buffer zone for Israel or an operation base for those countries.
Let me augment that Serhat, by saying that exactly the thrust of the Seymour Hersh articles in the New Yorker. You cannot deny that evidence he garnered and gathered from Turkish officials, from Israelis, as well as from the Americans about the Israeli operation in northern Iraq, Ra'nan. Are you saying the man is lying?
Yeah, look.